All right, so let's talk about defense mechanisms. My name is Dr. Juan Santos, owner of Santos Counseling. Side note, if you're looking for a counselor, reach out to us. We are able to work with you in-house as well as remote, anyone in North Carolina. So defense mechanisms, these are things, we'll use the word things for now, that a lot of us do. And there's many of these defense mechanisms. Like one of them is denial. We'll talk about that one a little bit. So why? You're probably thinking, do we use defense mechanisms? And often a large amount of people that come to therapy to work with a counselor, somewhere in there, they're utilizing or have utilized a defense mechanism. So a defense mechanism is something that we use to defend or protect ourselves in some way. And often, what's interesting about these is that they can grow through certain traumatic experiences, right? So an example could be, and we'll start with the one of dissociation. An example could be that maybe as a child, I went through something traumatic, something very difficult. And because of that, right, maybe in that moment, this defense mechanism just popped out. And it's there to defend me, to protect me. So to protect me from maybe the thoughts, the feelings, the experience happening, right? So this disassociation, so that I'm able to not be in that moment. And you can see maybe hearing that or picturing, right, an example that a child maybe being yelled at in a very just cruel way that could lead to that disassociation. And all of this is just a case study, an example I'm sharing with you for clarity, for understanding. So you have this experience that I shared with you, and then just like a seed is planted and it grows into this big tree, and that big tree is that defense mechanism of disassociation. Well, what happens is the child gets older, and next thing you know, the child's my age or your age, and that defense mechanism is no longer needed. It's causing issues now. Maybe this adult is trying to connect with their spouse, but when there's like loud arguments, they disassociate. The thoughts, the feelings, they just disconnect, right? To again, defend themselves, protect themselves. But that's problematic because they're wanting to be vulnerable, they want to connect, they want to have the needed conversations. So that's kind of like the big picture, right? Of, okay, something needs to be done. And then I'll share one more with you. And then there's many of these. It goes, I'll kind of say some out loud. Acting out is one. There's projection, compartmentalization. That's a very common one for a lot of individuals. There's one called reaction formation. There's repression, displacement. The next one I want to go into, and then we'll finish up here. And then overall, I wanted to do the video for support, because I think a lot of us, we use defense mechanisms, and they're actually hurting our relationships. They are hurting our relationships. But what's interesting is that in the beginning, when they first started, maybe we were doing them in a defensive way to protect ourselves. So there's kind of that interesting relationship there. So with denial, and this is, when you deny something happening. So we'll use an example. Let's say that I am using the defense mechanism denial. And let's say that I am engaging in an unhealthy level of drinking, right? I am just having too many beers, too many IPAs, too much wine, too much liquor, right? And maybe I would take a assessment. The assessment says, yes, you're right on that line of alcoholism. Maybe others around me go, yes, hey, Juan, you got to stop drinking, right? It's really hurting your life. But my defense mechanism, there you go, comes in and says, no. Because, right, defense mechanism does what? Defend, protect. My defense mechanism says, well, I'm holding down a job and I'm doing great at my job. So how could it be that I'm an alcoholic? There's just no way that's possible. If I were an alcoholic, I'd be in a much worse situation. So it's just not possible. And you could see there the denial, right? The denial is the defense mechanism. And that seed that I planted is coming up and is protecting and defending. And I'm using the fact that work is going great to kind of deny the reality, right, of I need to have a healthier relationship with this substance. So my hope is that you found this video helpful. And if you notice that maybe there's a defense mechanism that sticks out to you and it's hurting your life, right? Because you have goals, you have places that you want to be, places you want to go to, things you want to achieve, maybe you want to heal, maybe you want to recover. counseling is really a wonderful foundation that will allow you to bring out those defense mechanisms, to work through them in a compassionate, supportive, collaborative, and constructive manner. So reach out to us. We're more than happy to be of help and lead you in the right direction. You could visit santoscounseling.com, and all the information is there as far as counselors you can work with, contacting us, all the good stuff. Take care. Have a great rest of the day.